What's up, everybody? It's Borley Borelstein. I just finished reading the manga Blame, and what better than to go over to our Netsphere, look up the Blame fucking Iceberg, and we'll go over all the crazy theories the fans have come up with. Apparently, they've brainstormed these on the Discord. If you don't know what Blame is, it's like a post society manga where a main character named Kili or Kiri, depending on which translation you read, tries to find somebody with some special genetics so they can stop the city from expanding so much because it's taken over everything. Okay, with that out of the way, let's go over these. Okay, so here we go. Here these are like the surface level takes. So I think these are like takes. They aren't exactly like theories, except when you get down here, then there's some theories. So here are the takes. Kili is a guy with a cool gun. Yeah, I think that's a take that even holds true up until the end of the manga. Actually, the very last panel, spoilers by the way, the very last panel has Kili being a cool guy with a gun defending somebody who has the net terminal gene. So good guy on him. That's not just a surface level take, but that's a true take. City big, absolutely. Just look at any of these pictures on the side and you'll see city big. Silicon Life bad? I think so. They do kill some people. So yeah, Silicon Life is bad. Let's see. Are there any other takes on here? Shitty Netflix movie. Haven't seen it. Don't know. Safeguard bad. Safeguard is absolutely bad. Safeguard is abhorrently bad. Okay. Netsphere is a field. I get this. This is why it's a surface level take, is when people plug in the Netsphere, when we're shown it, this is only if you read halfway through the manga. But when they plug in the Netsphere to like test it out, it's just like a field of grass. So that's why this is like Netsphere is a field, but they didn't even finish the manga. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, pretty much. Builders neutral, but still bad. I don't even think that builders are bad at all. Builders are only neutral to helpful in the manga. So this is definitely a shit surface level take. Sibo, good hacker who can read. Whatever. Okay, so here we go. We got, I guess this is like takes from like, if you include this extra, like these are other mangas that the author made. So the moon was integrated into the city. Okay, so who cares? It's pronounced blam. That's an awesome take. It's pronounced blam. That's fucking amazing. Builders reproduce exponentially. I don't think builders are sexual beings. I don't think they reproduce either way. I'm pretty sure they're all robots. Netsphere engineer. Don't know what the fuck that is. Sanakan has the same goal as Kili's, but is forced to try to kill it. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, spoilers. Silicon Life used a bioweapon to remove everyone. Yeah, this is just like if you've read the prequel, this is just true. The Silicon Life. I don't know if it was Silicon or if it was other humans who were mad, but basically the humans could plug into that sphere and then other humans couldn't, and they wanted to like equalize everybody because there was this like huge discrepancy between the haves and the have-nots. And then that basically was like a million years ago, and now the result of that is this city that nobody can control because nobody can plug into the net terminal sphere to like stop the madness, essentially. Okay, so here we go. Original Blame one shot where Kili is a cop. Oh, that's where this theory comes from. Oh my, I always seen people say like, oh, Kili used to be a cop in his previous life. I never understood where like the evidence of that came from. Gas mask child is no, this is, we're already, okay, we're at the third level down, and this is the kind of take we're getting. Gas mask kid is Sibo's child. The manga explicitly states that embryo is a child of Sanakan and Sibo. What do you mean? Of course this is true. The city is a Dyson sphere. This is absolutely not true. If you read the manga, this is 100% not true. Unless you watch one of these things, and maybe it is. Memento Mori is a memory personality backup. Sure, I have no idea. Kili must be inconceivably old. Absolutely true. Kili has to be so old he doesn't have any memories of his own self. And that's the worst part about the manga at the end, is that the main character has essentially no personality in it. And there's like one part where he gets really badly damaged, and he has some memories of like his former life, I guess. But then there's like a bzzz kind of thing, and then it like resets and he like rebuilds, and we just never see anything about that again. We like never get any backstory on the main character. And then at the end of the manga, there's like a pseudo epilogue where a safeguard who was killed by Killy is basically recounting like, oh yeah, I think he's been on a journey for a while, but I think it's at the end and he's achieved his goal and blah blah blah. And the worst part about that whole epilogue is that the chapter of the title is personality recovered. So here I am thinking, oh my god, we're finally gonna get the main character's personality back, and we're gonna learn something about the main character after reading 6 fucking volumes. And nope, it's just a fucking random fucking Matrix-esque world that looks like it was made by Tim Burton, where a random character who isn't even fucking named just recounts on their experiences of getting killed by the main character. What a fucking shitty epilogue. Killy predates the safeguard. Yeah, Killy has to absolutely predate the safeguards in order for him to have his kind of like special status. As spoilers, Killy is a safeguard. And the safeguards are basically horrific beings that are robots that just will fucking turn other humans into safeguards through this horrible biogenetic process that is absolutely terrifying. Empty spherical pocket is the exact diameter of Jupiter. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's a part in the manga where there's a big sphere and you're given like the exact measurements of it. And then if you go put those into Google, you get Jupiter. So basically the city, as it's called, it's not even a mega structure. It's more like a fucking gigastructure. But the city, as it is called in the manga, has consumed Jupiter around, like they built literally around it and then, I don't know, used all of its parts, whatever. The safeguard is just trying to protect anyone who might have the net terminal gene. This is not true. Like this is like just a shit take. The safeguard isn't trying to protect anyone who might have the terminal gene. The safeguard either knows if somebody has the gene or if they're infected. And if you're infected, the safeguard do not even consider you human anymore. So that they only protect people with the net terminal gene. So this is like a really shit take that's like pro safeguard. And also they spelled safeguard wrong. It's safeguard. So yeah. Anyway, let's move it on down here. Killy and Sibo's bodies split the atoms of food they eat to maximize fuel efficiency. This has to be true because the main character eats like, I think 3 times in the manga. So that there has to be some kind of special process. But they're like splitting atoms. So whatever. I don't know about Sibo, but the main character does not eat very much. Although one time he does eat, he eats like a whole tray of bars of some kind of food. The city could produce as many level 9 exterminators as it wants, and level 9 is nowhere near the limit. Maybe? I don't know. We only see... Don't we only see one level 9 exterminator at the end? And that thing is like, basically creates like a pocket dimension to like have this crazy final battle. Like, I don't think... That doesn't seem to be possibly true because we just don't see, I don't know, unless it's in the side material. I only read the main source, so whatever. Killy's body is a modified safeguard. I think he's like a prototype safeguard or something. He's very strange. He can like regenerate post-death. Every planet in the solar system has a mind down to nothing by the builders. Yeah, that's probably true. Killy has forgotten everything about his past other than the fact that he must find the net terminal gene. I feel like that's... Yeah, that's probably true because in the beginning he's trying to read a book and he doesn't even remember what land is. Like he has no idea what the concept of land is. Like land is like because they're never technically on land. They're always on built structures. It's kind of strange. Finding the net terminal gene would mean the genocide of countless innocent silicon life. Yeah, kind of, maybe. I mean, the silicon life do generally want to do some like... They do kill humans, but I don't know how often they kill them like indiscriminately. But generally, silicon life bad is like a take, but not all the time. Because okay, so moving on here, this is a similar take. Davine Lu Linvaga is innocent. That goes along with the silicon life because that character Linvaga. Basically wants to connect to the net sphere to like change the safeguard code to like not kill them anymore. But it's kind of weird because they don't seem wrong in wanting to not die. But then we have the main character who will kill innocent silicon life on sight. And he has like a past grudge against silicon life for what they've done. But it's strange when the main character kills a totally harmless one. At least harmless to him, though. But yeah, the manga is in a very weird place when it comes to the Silicon life and the morality of like, should they die or should they not? Generally, they're pretty terrible, but we don't know where they came from or how they came about. And it's like in this the world of blame or blame or blam is so just different that it's kind of hard to ascribe any kind of moral rightness or wrongness to any actions because you just don't understand why they're even being made. Like, why do they want to kill these people? I don't know. Like, life doesn't really seem like it means a whole lot when it's so sparse, which is like strange to say. Like, there's all these like little pocket conflicts that happen, and they're so distant from each other conflict that it's like it's hard to understand like a through line through them all, and the only through line we get is the main character, and the main character never explains why he wants to kill Silicon Life. You just kind of see why he does, although I think there's one that he doesn't kill, that kid who feeds him. But yeah, I don't know. At least I thought the kid was Silicon Life, but it's so hard to say what's Silicon Life in the manga and what's not Silicon Life. Because whatever a human is not what the manga, what they consider humans. Like, at one point, somebody refers to Killy as, oh no, he's all human. And it's like, what? He literally gets his brain shot out and, like, is in flames and is able to regenerate his entire body. And he has, like, a retinal scanner. Like, this is not what a human is. So whatever a human is in this world is not what we consider human. So it's really hard to understand morally what the fuck's going on. Toa AI, Toa Heavy Industries is like a separate mega structure within the city. Okay. Holy fuck. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Toa Heavy. Oh my god, my throat. It's like tickling now. It's like in my throat. Oh, okay. Toa AI and Mensab's madness is due to having personalities. No, I thought it was explained in the manga that the reason Mensab wants to... Well, Mensab's not even wrong. There isn't any problem. Mensab... I don't know, that this takes too long to explain, but it's not due to them having personality. I mean, it's partly, you could say it's due to them having personalities, but that would be like saying, like, that would be like, let's say you abused someone and then saying the problem is like you're too emotional. It's like, but they wouldn't be having a problem if you didn't do the harm to them. Like, it's weird to say that this AI's madness is due to them having a personality when things have been done to them that have caused the personality to be mad. Like, it's kind of stupid. It's very dumb. Inner layers are recycled to build outer layers. I don't think we see any evidence of this in the main manga at all. Domochevsky doesn't want to kill P-Cell. Okay, this is like if you have like a kindergarten school media literacy competency, this is the take that you have. Like, it's not wrong. It's just like, this isn't that deep down. Like, this is like the 4th level down. It's like, well, duh, of course he doesn't want to kill P-Cell. Like, we're not really given evidence why. I don't recall. I mean, it's a lot, okay? So I apologize if I'm forgetting something. But, like, this is just fucking obvious. Like, he always hesitates to shoot. Anyway. Killy has committed some sort of atrocity on Silicon Life. Yeah, you could say that. He does kill at least one innocent Silicon Life. But then again, Silicon Life is generally terrible all the time. Like, they don't want to cooperate with anyone. And they're basically very xenophobic. So it's kind of like, fuck them. The graviton beam emitter does nothing but send a signal to the city, telling it to make a change in its gravitational artificial gravity. Well, this can't be true because it also like shoots through things, unless the other things that it shoots through are also part of the city, unless the things that it shoots through are constantly sending the signal to change the gravity in that specific area. But this is kind of a shit take. Talking builder in chapter 53 is one of the builders that make dead ends due to going senile. I mean, well, duh. It literally, the chapter literally says that it's like very old And like the chapter tells you that. Like, what do you? This isn't a take. This is just like, oh, okay. Mori is doomed to a fate where I don't remember who this fucking character is. So a colon canth is symbolic of I don't even know what the fuck that is. The city should collapse into a black hole, but doesn't. This is probably true. The density of the city is impossible to exist. So that's why the graviton beam emitter is so powerful, because it can maybe force gravity back to what it would be, which causes things to explode and collapse. Killy doesn't know where or how he got the graviton beam emitter. Yeah, probably. I mean, we're never given an explanation, so why not? Characters' names taken from the Great Sky River. I guess this is like a book. Satanism in Noise. Yeah, I never read Noise. Noise looks like it's okay. If you don't know what Noise is like a prequel that follows a character from Blame called Sanakan. Sanakan in Blame is a safeguard, but in Noise, Sanakan is like a private investigator who, like, if you read like the preview thing, I haven't read it, but I read the preview part on like Google Books. Basically she discovers this like horrific like human experiment lab, and then when like I guess other people come in to like, you know, do body, like, you know, the crime scene people come in, everything is wiped clean, and then they show pictures to Sanakan and like, oh, you're losing it, there's nothing there, blah 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 blah. And then like she goes back there, and then she finds like this other tunnel, and there's like more fucked up shit, and it's just like, what's going on here? So it's like, it really sets up like, who do you trust, who's hiding things, and what the fuck's going on. And it does seem like there's an element of like Satanism or something, but it's hard to tell because you don't know where the society is relative to our society. So it could be, they could be all really nice people. Who knows? Killy has no human parts left, not even his brain. Well, it's definitely true. He doesn't have his brain because he gets shot in the head and then he comes back to life at the end of the manga. So yeah, we don't even see how he comes back. He's just like, oh, later on, he's just like fucking, oh no, he gets swept away in the sewers, and then he's like flowing through some tubes, and then like I guess the reason he doesn't come back to life is because he's depressed, because then when the embryo finally detects that there's not toxins, it like comes alive, and then he like comes back alive. So he's like, oh, I'm alive now. Otherwise he would have just, I guess, stayed dead for a while. It's very strange. Every time Sibo copies herself into a new body, a new consciousness is created and the old one dies, meaning the real Sibo never even met Killy. I don't even know what this means. What is it? This is like a philosophical debate of what it means to be a real person. Like, and what it means to be human in Blame is so strange that it's like kind of hard to really even imagine. Because when the main character meets Sibo, she's literally a decaying corpse. And it's like, how is she even alive? And then when the next time we see her, she like, I guess, took a body off screen that also looks like herself, because the body that she took looks like the flashback her, but has different color hair, I believe. So like, yeah, it's kind of like the transporter theory in Star Trek Next Generation. It's not really a theory. It's that you're killed, and then your atoms and everything are like reformed on the other side, and the one that's on the other side is you, but isn't you. Like, you literally die, and then you're recreated over there, and it's a recreated you essentially. So like, you don't miss you because you're still you over there, but the you being you right now died to go teleport, and then it's like, that's like the price they pay. They don't really talk about that in the show, because that's like, I think there's an episode where they do deal with that, but it doesn't go that in depth with it. I believe it's more of like some kind of like moral stance against it. I kind of forget, and it's also treated a bit like a joke, I think. Anyway, Killy, Domo, Aiko knew each other in the past, but all memories of it have deteriorated. I just don't see how this would be true. I mean, maybe, but Suzuno Musabe gets turned into Sakan. Fucking obviously. Just reading the first fucking chapter of Noise, it's like pretty obvious. Sibo doesn't tell Killy that he is the authority. I think that means the administration. I think this is like an ESL translation. In the manga I read, it's called the administration. He is the authority because he would be forced to stop interfering with the safeguard. I don't think this is true, because Sanakan, the one who tried to re-register Killy as a safeguard, literally says that to his face, that her trying to re-register him as a safeguard failed. So like Killy does know that he was a safeguard. He just doesn't care. Like he is outside the authority of programming. So like this isn't even true at all. Like this is just false. Like it doesn't matter. The city is made from dark matter. What? Huh? Where is this? Whatever. The Watchers evolved from humans. I don't even know. Oh wait, are the Watchers those demons that blow people up in the first volume? I mean, everything probably evolved from humans in the manga. Log 2 book would have to be too old to not have rotted by now. Oh, in Log 2, yeah, Killy pulls out that book and it's like so old. Yeah, the fact that he can even read the pages, like how long do books last? Like how long does it take? I'm gonna look this up. How many years for a book to deteriorate? Like, because this is like a thing that people talk about, that like, oh, you know, this plastic will stay in its form for hundreds of thousands of years or whatever. Traditional hardbacks. This is on Quora, by the way, so take it with a grain of salt. Special editions with a long life and use acid-free paper were expected to last 300 years before deterioration becomes obvious. So, at about 40 years before the paper is yellowed and dries out. So, dang. I guess. So, yeah, the book he has really shouldn't exist unless they were printing books still in his time. Because that just doesn't make any sense. Okay. Anyway, Killy as a child on a poster in Noise. Sure? I don't know. I didn't read Noise, so who cares? Missing cube during the final fight in the Master Edition. Missing cube. I want to look. What is the missing? Blame missing cube. Can I like find this? The blame. This is like the blame iceberg. A certain cube missing. Control game. What is it? What is this? I don't even know. I don't know what they're talking about. This is not about Blame. I don't want Rubik's Cube. The only thing I find is other posts about this. I guess it's in the blame ending, missing cube. I have no idea. I don't see anything really explaining it. Yeah, whatever. One of the things I do. Shut up! Stop talking. There's like I clicked on this because I wanted to see the thumbnail, but now it's not showing me the thumbnail. There's a page of the manga where Sanakan is like holding Killy's gun away, and like it looks like she's doing this like kind of emotional thing, and that like never happens in the manga, I don't think. So it's like really disappointing. I thought that would, but it just never takes place. Okay, what else do we have on here? Missing blah 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 blah. Who cares? The original Killy died in eternal. Well, of course. Like I don't. It depends on what you mean by original. Like I don't feel like that concept even really applies. Unstable region of alternate timeline turns from metal to flesh. I don't even. There's so much like random shit. Probably. Man shoots Killy in the head. Has Killy. Yeah, this one was fucking wild to me. This is like from the final chapter of the manga, where the guy shows up and he looks just like Killy, but like a safeguard version of Killy, you know, no hair, and he shoots him in the head. He's like, wait, what? He looks just like him. Like, what the fuck? You know, like it's very strange. The city is a living organism, with the authority being the brain and the safeguard being the... this is like a fucking toddler take. It's fucking boring. Alternate SIBO implies alternate Killy. I do remember there being some kind of alternate SIBO, but the alternate SIBO, I think that wasn't like an alternate SIBO. That was like SIBO connected to like another level of reality. So something that the safeguards talk about in the manga is returning to base reality, and I think that's what SIBO connected to, is this other reality. And so like it's just like connecting to the Matrix, except like it's not the Matrix. It's like fucking Notepad Matrix. Log 1 and 2 are actually the end of the manga. Okay, so this is actually provably false. And the reason is because so at the end of the manga, Killy read people like their eyes and shit, and like tell if they're like infected and all this stuff, right? And the child that he has wears like a gas mask because he's like making sure that they don't get infected with the poison to like connect to the net terminal sphere. In the beginning of the manga, Killy is walking with a child, and the child gets killed by what seems to be silicon life. And the fact that one, Killy didn't just shoot them immediately is crazy. Two, the child is not wearing the gas mask. Three, the fact that Killy would let anyone get near this child other than maybe Sibo or Sanakan, the two people that sacrificed themselves to allow this child to live. The fact that Killy would let anyone get near this child is unbelievable. I don't think even Killy would let people from the administration that he's supposedly working with, that we only ever see in fucking like log 2. I don't think he would even let them get close. Like I just don't think he would trust anyone at all. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. So there's just no fucking way that log 1 and 2 make sense as being the ending, because Killy would have to be so fucking stupid to permit that. Many panels are drawing of Nihei's dreams. Yeah, absolutely, because a lot of the artwork near the end of the manga just becomes incomprehensible fucking gibberish. Like, it is so messy and strange. Flying manta rays. This one is really interesting. In the first page of the manga, basically, there are these flying manta rays in the background. And it's just like, wait a minute, what the fuck is that shit? And it never comes up again. It's never a thing of importance. Swarm of bugs that gave Killy coordinates were controlled by an unknown entity. Swarm of bugs. Is this? Oh yeah, there's like that part where he like gets rebuilt, and then like fucking random bugs show up to tell him where like Sibo is or whatever the fuck, so he can go there. It really just felt like the author had no way to explain how Killy could get back there, so he just like has like random shit happen. But that's most of the manga, is just random shit happening. Monitor with footage of sunset and trees. Yeah, that one was weird, because like, how does anyone know what any of that stuff looks like? Plants growing without dirt, that's not that surprising. It's like fucking fantasy shit. Killy's flashback that I mentioned earlier, but yeah, like he like reboots or something, and he has this flashback where he like sees things supposedly from his past, but he never even reflects on it. It's very strange. Log 42 cockpit, I think, is log 42 when he's in the ship transporting the dry bodies? Because that one is very strange. Like, why is there like a human that's like mostly robot connected to like a robot machine that Killy doesn't kill instantly? I don't know. It's very strange. Killy is no longer sentient, or may never have been. I don't even know what this means. Killy seems like he definitely does have a degree of consciousness. I mean, he gets a pleasure in killing Silicon Life, and like one of the few times he smiles is when he tells the Silicon Life people that he killed their breeding chambers or whatever the fuck that they were called. So yeah, time loop fucking plot is dumb. I don't even know. There's like no evidence for that. Every exterminator was once a human. I think by exterminator they mean safeguards, and this is like the higher level safeguards. I think so. The lower level safeguards are just like built AI programs, but I think the higher level safeguards were all humans, absolutely, because Domo is a professional safeguard. Sanakan is a safeguard. Like, all the safeguards seem to be pretty like all the higher level ones seem to have like a base personality from them. The city is purgatory and the net sphere is hell. Boring take from like, this is like a dumb high schooler who hates religion take. Asibo wants to access the net sphere for power, not curiosity or benevolence. I kind of got an idea that she was selfishly motivated. Like, she wants to know what the net sphere is. And she even went as far as to like go against the rules to connect to it. And I don't think she was just like she's not as motivated in the same way Killy is. Like, Killy is solely motivated to stop the growth of the city, to stop whatever that problem causes. But Sibo seems to just kind of be differently motivated. I don't know. I wouldn't say that's technically power, but yeah. But I think she kind of like comes around to like, oh, we just got to do the same thing, like whatever. Like, she just kind of changes without actually seeing it happen in the manga. Material for the city is harvested from alternate timelines, each with their own city. I don't even... Sure, whatever, why not? The city is an allegory for society. No, just no. This is like dumb. Just no. What do the demons represent that blow people up? What does anything represent then? Like, come on, you have to do so much heavy lifting for this. Blame is a slice of life manga. Actually, true. Blame is a slice of life manga because you just see little slices of the main character's life, especially in the first volume. Yeah. And the greatest take of all, no one shits anymore. That's true. We follow Killy a long time. And in fact, we see entire societies of humans. And I don't think we ever see one toilet. Nobody shits. Where does all the shit go? But the strange though is that in the manga there are sewer systems. So is the city building sewer systems for something that has been evolutionarily removed? Because there really isn't much food anymore either. Like, how would they make food? So maybe they 100% digest everything they eat and they don't shit anymore. So the builders are building a city for people who have, poop needs and like, they gotta shit and piss or whatever. And they probably still piss. Maybe they're so efficient that they don't shit. They digest all of that stuff. But they pee instead, so their only waste is pee. But then they have these like massive sewer structures that are like, if you're taking like a shit the size of like a fucking like, size of a bus truck. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, I don't know. The no one shits anymore. That's the one true theory. Everything else kind of dumb, but the no one shits anymore theory, 100% true. I totally agree with that. And yeah, that's been my read on the Blame fucking Iceberg explained, I guess. Yeah, so hopefully this was enlightening. And if you disagree with me, go right ahead and tell me why. I haven't read any of the supplementary material, haven't watched any of the movies, the OVA. I'm going to check these things out because I would love to sit down and watch one of these, the manga play out, because some of the artwork later on becomes quite bad. So I would like to see how they maybe like draw things in anime style, whatever the fuck it is, CGI even. That would be interesting to see. But yeah, I don't know. If you like Blame, tell me how dumb I am for not understanding the deep story. And if you don't like Blame, tell me how dumb I am for saying that the story was too deep. Anyway, yep, thanks.